Hello, you're all very welcome here to a different Sharkies this week as we start our previews for the Dominic Smith Electrical Senior Football Championship. We're here at Sharkies in Carrigonbano, a very scenic part of County Wexford. It's also a very windy evening here, and I'm delighted to be joined by Byrne of Fethard and Darragh Lyons of St James. Lads, you're both very welcome and thanks for coming along.
Thanks for having us, Peter.
We're going to start off with Group B. That's the group that you're both in. The 6 teams in the group are the Shelmaliers, Fethard, St James, Gusserane and Kilanerin and the Starlights. So we've 3 matches ahead of the weekend, but before we mention those 3 matches, we'll just give a bit of information on who's in and who's out on both sides. There's a change first of all in the Shelmaliers management. Ronan Joyce is their new manager. Padraig McMahon, Anya Kinsley, Garrett Dunn and Bobby Delaney are with the Shells this year, and they've 1 player out from last year, Jody Donoghue. And lads, if we look at the Shells, I suppose obviously a lot of people had them as favourites for the championship last year. Darragh, Castledown caught them in the final, but obviously a very formidable team.
Obviously looking at Shells, in the backroom team there, they have Anya Kinsley in their team. Anya has worked with us in footballers this year and she's excellent at what she does. Analysis in other teams, which gives them a huge asset, I think. And even from last year, I think they've only lost Jody Dunn, who was away travelling. And other than that, the majority of their players, they're back. Arnie Murphy came back recently. And looking at them, Eoin O'Gara also joined them last year, who could be a potential asset for them off the bench this year, I think, more than starting. So they have a very strong chance again this year.
Your thoughts on the Shells, Cian?
Sure, we have them in the first round on Sunday, 1:30 in Wexford, and we played them 2 years ago when we were senior, and I think we lost by 5 points, but they were well ahead for the majority of the game. We only pushed on towards the last, got a couple of goals. We also missed a penalty as well, but yeah, they know how to hold on to the ball. They don't rush, they keep it. Once you have the ball, they're pressure on. No, they're a very, very difficult side to break down, but I'm looking forward to the challenge as well at the same time.
Well, now we'll get some information about Fethard then. So who's your management this year?
So we actually, Charlie Walsh, same as last year, is the manager, and we're after bringing in Cian as our trainer, and we have Johnny P there as well with us. So the 3 of them, they're working hard with us now at the moment. We have a couple of injuries as well, but that's what they're dealing with, and at the moment now they're flying it at the moment with what players we have at the moment anyway.
And is there anyone in or out from last year? There's a couple of lads might be unavailable, I think.
There's from the hurling anyway, Rory Tubrat, he wasn't there as well last year, but he's gone back travelling. We actually have Cian Dwyer back this year, but we're missing, compared to last year, just 2 Suttons, Brian Power as well. And at the moment I could be potentially missing the first game, and Mikey Dwyer is definitely out for the first game. He could be gone for the majority of the championship with a hamstring injury. So, and Darragh Byrne and Garrett Foley are 50-50 for the weekend as well, so we're under pressure that way, but we have a couple of players to step in and we can drive on from that.
And how are things going in terms of training? You managed to get a couple of weeks training under the belt, having lost out in the semi-finals of the intermediate.
No, yeah, the response to the semi-final now was a positive one. Like, we're senior football now, you have to compete with the best, so there's no point in sulking around or anything like that. You have to go straight into it. Looking at this group now, I'd say it's the tougher of the 2, so there has to be a lot of preparation against the 5 teams that we're playing, and that's what we're doing at the moment. So yeah.
And Darragh, bit of info on St James then, management and maybe anyone who's in or out?
Yeah, so Mick Welsh actually stepped away this year, so our management team this year is Graham Malloy, Brian Kennedy and Emmett Dunning. We actually really haven't seen much of football ourselves this year after getting beaten last weekend against Cabon. Having 2 weeks on the bounce extra time hasn't done our team any favours, I don't think. There's a few knocks and bumps going around. So we'll reassess them, I think, tomorrow night at training and see how they are. Matt Johannan obviously only came back for the latter end of the hurling championship, so he could be under a bit of pressure to be playing all the games in the Group C part of the competition, and then Tommy Byrne also picked up a knock during the week. But look, we have Shane Murphy, came home from Australia this year, and we have also another addition in Darragh Glynn, who didn't play much football in Galway, but I think he'll be playing a bit of football in Ramsgrange. And then the only real outgoing we have from last year is Donny Byrne, who went off travelling. Other than that, we have more or less a full complement of players, so we're really looking forward to having Graham trained us last year as well, so we're looking forward to maybe going one step further this year, getting to the final.
Brian Malloy missed a couple of the hurling matches, is he?
Brian, I don't think Brian will be able to play now. Brian is ruled out, I think, for all the championship.
Alright, okay, so yeah, so I suppose with you getting such a run on the hurling, it means that the football starts a little bit later for you then in Ramsgrange.
Yeah, well, considering last year we got knocked down the hurling in the group stage, which actually helped us immensely in our football, like able to get on 3 or 4 weeks training ahead. Towards this year, honestly, we've done very, very little because we've been focusing so much on the hurling. But look, we're fit enough after playing 8 games on the trot, and all we can do is get over the first 2 or 3 games hopefully and start building from there, game by game, start building up.
Now you have Gusserane in the first round. Bit of information on Gusserane. They're managed this year again by Eamon Whelan and Shane Cullen. Some players are out for them: Sam Wall, Pádraig Conway, Micheál Ryan, Tom Foran, Mark O'Neill and Tommy Ryan. So a few bodies down for Gusserane. They were missing a few of those last year as well, of course. But how are you looking forward to the challenge at the weekend?
Look, we got one over them last year. We beat them by a goal in the quarter final. However, anytime we play Gusserane, there's only ever a kick of the ball in it, and that was shown last year. This year, then you look to have missing Mouse, missing Sam Wall, Pádraig Conway. However, they still have the likes of Minnie Ryan, Mark Rossiter, Gavin Sheehan. They're 3 of Wexford's probably best footballers that are there. And you have the likes of Emmett Cullen, was also involved, the Wexford senior footballers this year. So look, Gusserane are always going to be good. It's always going to be a tough competition. So we're looking forward to getting the ball in our hands and looking forward to the challenge of Gusserane at the weekend.
Now the other 2 teams in the group are Kilanerin and the Starlights, and just a bit of an update on them. Kilanerin managed by Padraig Murphy, Ono Lusig, Tommy Boland and Damien Whelan. Colin Kavanagh, who was very good in last year's championship, is going to be out. We're told he's away or injured. I'm not sure which, but I think he's going to be out for the championship. The Starlights managed by the same crew as managed last year: Anthony Russell, Jason Russell, Pert Doyle, Maurice Donoghue and Pa Casey. Out for them are, I suppose, 2 big losses from last year's team. We're told they're not going to be playing is Kevin Foley and Ricky Fox. And James Pear didn't play football last year, if my memory serves me correct. He's not going to play either this year. So what do you make of those 2 teams, Cian? First of all, Kilanerin.
Kilanerin, sure, they're a very strong outfit. We played them, Darragh and the hurling in the quarter final. They're extremely fit. That was the toughest game, I thought, bar the club on game this year by far. They know how to protect the ball. They know how to go from offence to defence really quick. I know they'll be very well set up. They have very talented footballers there. Cian Hughes is one that's probably a year below me. I think he's an excellent footballer, and there'll be much more like him. And I don't know what round we have them in, but that's one of the games we're looking at as well. Just, it's one of the best teams in Wexford, and that's who we want to be challenging against. And in fairness, we have, I'd say, four. I think if I'm correct, it's 4 out of the 6 teams in here have won the county final the last 4 years. I'm not sure, but yeah. So we're looking forward to it.
One anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we're definitely looking forward to every one of them games, especially Kilanerin.
Your thoughts on Kilanerin?
I think Kilanerin are underdogs in the competition this year. When you look at their team that they have, the calibre of player they have, they'll have the likes of Niall Hughes, Dean O'Toole, Paddy Hughes, Cian Hughes, Scholesy there. I think they're a great outfit. I think they're really ones to watch this year. They're a young up and coming team. They played us, I think it was the year the preliminary quarter-finals for a COVID year, and I think we're 9 points up at half time, and they really gave us a lesson of football in the first half that day in Wexford Park. So I think we owe them one after that, but I really fancy them to be outsiders for the competition this year.
Starlights then, a couple of...
The Starlights again, I don't think we've managed to get their number on them since 2015 or 16, I think was the last time we actually bet them. They seem to always beat us every year.
The year they last won it, you were very close. You lost
yes,
a couple of lads.
we lost. I actually went off injured in that game. Dan Keaton and Robbie Byrne did his cruise sheet as well. So we were winning until the 55th minute that year. But look, again, missing Ricky Fox and Kevin Foley are two huge losses if they aren't playing. But then on the flip side, you have Nick Doyle, probably again one of the better footballers in Wexford that there is. But yeah, again, tough side to beat, always are.
Cian, your thoughts on the Starlights?
Yeah, no, look, there's 2 in my mind as well. Oisin Pepper, of course, and Oisin Pepper and Darragh Pepper, his brother. Like, they're 2 exceptional footballers as well. I know Oisin Pepper from underage hurling, under 20 hurling, and he's very good at football as he is in hurling, and Darragh Pepper is the exact same. So no, every game in this group, especially Starlights and Kilanerin, they're going to be 2 very tough games. So
if we look at the group overall, we have the 6 teams in it: the Shells, Fethard, St James, Gusserane, Kilanerin and the Starlights. I'm going to put you on the spot now, lads. You're obviously going to think Fethard are going to qualify.
Yeah.
Who are the 3 that are going to qualify alongside Fethard?
Well, yeah, Fethard, of course. I'll be back in Shells, St James's, and I'll actually put Kilanerin in there as well.
Right. Darragh, same question for you. St James plus 3 others.
I'm afraid for Cian's beside me now, but I'd say Shells, Kilanerin, Fethard, Gusserane. Neither of them going to like me after this. I'll give Gusserane the nod, simply because Fethard are just missing a lot more players than what Gusserane are.
Fair enough. And so we look ahead to the 3 games at the weekend. Fethard and the Shells. We won't get you to predict this one, Cian.
Yeah.
How way do you think Fethard and the Shells will go there?
Look, as I said, Fethard are missing a lot of players, and Shelmaliers are up there. Themselves and Castellan are probably the 2 favourites for the competition overall, so it's hard to look past Shells for this one.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think we're going to have to gang up on Cian. I think the Shells will win it, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Fethard put up a good fight, and sure, hopefully they'll be using that as a bit of motivation.
Hopefully so, yeah.
Same thing then for you, Cian. We have St James and Gusserane at the weekend.
Sure, two neighbours, like you wouldn't want to pick any of them really from my side, but if I was going to pick, I'd actually put St James's up there. I know they played 8 weeks on the trot, but they've got very good footballers like Darragh. I'm not sure how Matthew is for the football, but he'd be a huge asset if he's 100% right. They've Colin Fitzgerald, Darragh McPhillips as well, like, so Brian Malloy's a big miss, but I think they still have enough there to beat Gusserane.
I think I might just go with Gusserane from the point of view of they might have had an extra couple of weeks to get a bit of football under their belt, but if I was to think of a team that might go further in the championship, I think it might be St James, but maybe this weekend I think maybe Gusserane might just get the better of it in a tight game. And then the 3rd game, we can get you both to predict this one, lads. Darragh, Kilanerin and the Starlights.
I said it from the out. I think that Kilanerin are underdogs all year, so again it's going to be Starlights are an awful team to beat. They're so hard to break down, but I just think I'm going to give the nod to Kilanerin on this one.
Cian?
Yeah, I'm the same mind as Darragh. I think Kilanerin will just have too much power for him on the day. 2 key players like Ricky Fox is an exceptional footballer, Kevin Foley's a big miss as well, so yeah, I'll be going Kilanerin.
And I'm going to make it a full house for Kilanerin. I think they could go have a good run in this year's championship, and I think they'll win at the weekend.